Happy Friday, eCom hackers. This is going to be super valuable, super juicy for you guys because backed by popular demand, we are going to be doing some live store teardowns, rapid fire. You're going to get some stuff that's going to help you boost your conversions. You're going to get some stuff that's going to help you boost your sales. You're going to get some ideas to help you run some more traffic, and you're going to get some expert eyeballs on your brand today, right? You're here with your host, me, Mike Ayo. You see me in the group. You're with Alyssa Peoples. You've seen her in the group. We are here to help you guys grow. So before we start tearing some of this stuff down, I want you guys to see something real quick. All right. Show you a little something. All right, boom. So logged into our Shopify store right now. Most of you, probably about 95% of you in this group are using Shopify, so you recognize exactly what you're looking at here, right? So this is our store. We sell air freshener and incense, right? Yesterday we did over 1,400 in sales. Today we're at about $1,000 in sales so far. So we may actually finish today a little bit over 2K. We just sent out an email broadcast, right? So I'm not showing you this to brag. I'm showing you so you understand that not only am I here to kind of help you guys grow, but I live this life every day, just like you, right? Like I remember when we would lose our minds on a day like this. We're 1,000. Now I'm like, maybe if I do an email and a text and maybe we'll get to 3K, right? Like this is, right? Goals. So we're in it. And this is all about helping you guys get to a level like this, right? You're doing $1,000 a day. That's a $300,000 a year brand, right? So let's dive in. And one last thing, right? You see this now. So we did just send out an email broadcast before we hopped on this live stream, right? So we're at a little over 1,000 now. We're going to check back on this number after we do some more live store teardowns. Hopefully this number is a little bit higher. That'll make me feel pretty good, right? Maybe give you a little bit of insight into how like email and this other stuff actually can help you guys make more money. All right, so let's dive on in. Senora Alyssa, who is our first teardown?
Our first teardown. Let me see. Something's wrong with the Zoom. Of course. It's got to be a technical difficulty. It's how you know it's going to be a good one. There you go.
That's how you know.
Okay. So 9 Brains Vintage. I'll refresh it just so we can see what it looks like when we first land.
Awesome. And can you pull her up in incognito?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, right. That way we can see if there's any pop-ups or anything that is going to show here. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do today, right? We want to do this rapid fire because we want to cover as many stories as we can. Obviously, we had a ton of submittals, so we're not going to be able to cover everybody today, right? We gave you guys a chance to increase your chances of being featured today with our contest that we did, and some of you did that, so you'll get your store covered today. But if we don't cover you today, right? Stay active in the group, and we can work something out, maybe get you featured in the next one. Just send one of us a message if you just want more insight, and we can take it from there. But for right now, let's start with 9 Brains Vintage. I think this is Ashley, right? She has kind of like the vintage aficionado clothing line. I think we talked earlier. All right. So what we're going to do, folks, is for each brand, we're going to try to give you like 3 things to help you boost your conversion rate, 1 thing to help you boost your sales and customer value, and an idea where you could probably start extracting traffic really fast, right? So the first thing that jumps out to me when I visit your page, right? 1 is the color scheme, right? The color scheme. So when we as creators and owners, right, we think, oh, hey, we want to look different. We want to look creative. We want to, have our own flavor when people come to visit our stores, right? But the reality is, right, shoppers online have expectations of how things are supposed to look with legitimate brands, right? There's a reason that eBay, Amazon, Walmart, Basically all the big brands that you guys shop with right now, they all have a very clean white background, right? So that way the colors and different things and elements can pop, right? So when anytime you come to a site where you have like different color schemes and things, people automatically think that's, oh, like this is a small store. Oh, this is somebody's store, right? They drop you down a couple notches mentally in the quality of what your brand is. So number one thing is get rid of the green, right? And go to like more of a clean background and theme that is going to match what your standard shopper sees, right? That's one thing that's really going to boost your conversion right away because it's going to make people take you more seriously immediately, right? The other thing that really jumped out to me is our navigation, right? So women's jewelry, grandpa's attic, 9 Brains gentlemen, right? We want to be more clear on exactly what we sell here, right? Exactly what we sell here, because 80% of people are not going to scroll down. So Alyssa, it seems like we're a little bit zoomed out. Can we maybe zoom into like 100% view? So it's kind of, this was closer.
That's the size of my screen. We're at 100%.
Okay. Seems a little far. Okay, no worries. All right. But yeah, so you want to have a very, very clean navigation that is kind of like a store aisle. So someone can come in and they can see right away, minimize how many clicks it takes them. Oh, you said women's jewelry, like women's what? Right? Gentlemen's what? Grandpa's attic what? What is this stuff? Is it apparel? Are there t-shirts? Are they outfits, right? You want to tell somebody right away when they first arrive to your store, because 80% of people aren't scrolling down. Like you got like from the bottom of that logo, that green part, and up to make it to get them in, right? So cleaning up your navigation so it's very, very clear exactly what it is. Again, think store aisles. Think store aisles when you go to a store. Like what would the aisles say, right? There's no aisles that say shop, right? There's not aisles that it's a little bit different there, right? So be very, very clear. Let's go to one of her product pages. Now, I do kind of like the idea of shopping by decade, but I think that there's a better way to organize it, right? To get people in there. Okay, so clearly we're vintage, right? People, one, in the chat or in the group, you were asking about how to price your stuff and if you should price your stuff low and whatnot, right? No, not at all, because the people that are buying this are like collectors, right? These are the people that will pay a lot for something they like. Think about like your brand at like an auction, right? And the story behind it. Someone's not going to just wear this casually because they want to rock around. They're going to get your stuff and probably wear it to like an event. They're going to use it to show off, right? So what is that feeling they'll get when they get to wear like a vintage outfit someplace and someone's like, oh, I love that. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, this is that, right? Why do these people do these things, right? What is that feeling worth someone, right? Is that feeling something that they're looking to get the cheapest price on? Or is it more about the feeling itself, right? Click on one of the product pages. I do like the lifestyle images. Again, we're not using stuff against like a white backdrop. I like that we're using lifestyle. I like that you're putting on a mannequin. You got your color schemes. All right, so last thing we're going to say as far as just boosting your conversion rate, and there's a bunch of things that we can talk about here, but look here, right? You always got to be talking to like somebody's lizard brain. People are online very quick, right? What am I supposed to do right now? You want me to add this to the cart. What am I supposed to click to do that? Like this green add to cart button that blends into your background, right? We're not talking to a lizard brain here, right? Because that's not popping out. Now imagine we have a white background and then you have the same green there. Now the green stands out and it pops to somebody what they're supposed to do next. You'll be amazed how much just visual cues and colors impact when people click on what they do, right? So that's a quick fix that can actually help you with a conversion rate right away, right? Boom, go to contrasting add to cart button color, right? either go white and use green, or if you still have kind of like a green main color, then you can use an orange here for contrast, and that'll really pop them out and get more people clicking that button, which is what you need to get more people converting, right? So scroll down a little bit. Keep going, keep going. Okay, cool. All right, so we gave you some things that can help you boost your conversion rate. We want to talk about how you can actually boost your average order value and your sales. Put outfits together for folks. Put a set together for folks, right? You can use a tool like what we talked about in this week's episode of eCom Hacker TV. We were like frequently about together, right? You can use a tool like that, an app like that, and then just have it say like complete the look, complete the set, and you give them an outfit and you give them a hat and an accessory, and then they can add them all to their cart at one time, and you'll get people doing that and they'll spend more money with you just like that, right? Do that and you'll find your folks on Facebook, because clearly these are very like interest-based things here, right? There is, you can go after people that like vintage stuff, that like old school television, that like old school stuff, right? And they'll probably be interested in stuff like this. So your market is on Facebook, right? Listen, anything else you want to add, or you want to go to the next one? You're muted, boo.
Sorry, I know that somebody commented that the audio was getting a little wonky, so I'm gonna mute when I'm not talking, but let's move to Kingly Beards. I know we've looked at this site together a couple times.
Yeah. Okay, great. All right, so Kingly Beards. There is a great opportunity for you. Okay, you got it. So there's a great opportunity for you with just beards and skincare in general, right? And hey, again, like I could buy your stuff, right? And I do pay attention to my beard. I remember when my beard was scraggly and I had a patch in it, right? And all I wanted was to look in the mirror and not have that patch and have it look clean and nicely well put together, right? So one of my students who's actually in like the 100K club, right? Evan Alexander Grooming, right? Listen, maybe pull that up in another tab. All right, and then you go and X that. All right. So these Brandon and Evan, right? They came through the program a while ago, right? So they're like our first 100K club award winners, right? They actually are selling more than my air freshener brand right now. So kudos to them, right? But there's definitely a lot of opportunity to dive into this and really speak to beards, right? And just men's care in general, right? You can go from beard stuff to a lot of other things, right? Now go back to the site. Now I saw you left a comment in like another Shopify group that I think we're in together, where you were saying, hey, like my conversion rate is really low. Right? You know, what can I do to help with my conversion rate? One, you want to make sure, let's go and close that pop-up. Talk about some things that boost your conversion, right? One, get rid of this like scrolling banner thing that you have going up here, right? You want a static image landing page style, and put the focus on either your latest promotion or what your brand is about. Because this is changing so fast that people aren't even able to really grasp what the message is. And again, 80% of people aren't going to scroll and move past where they're at right now, right? So you want to be able to just get people to click that. And that's going to help you boost your conversion rate, because you're moving them through your funnel, right? Use a static one image here, right? And just different folks have different beards, right? Like, yes, it's still hair, but there's different hair texture, right? So you want to make sure that your imagery is kind of featuring an avatar, right? Like, of course, your beard products can work for multiple races. I'm not saying you can only, feature one race and only have like black beards or something like that, like with Evan Alexander. But there's nothing wrong with like kind of drawing a line in the sand. Like you think I can't remember the lady's name. She's one of my favorite entrepreneurs, but there was a lady that made a brand like God, almost 100 years ago. She was the first one to make black hair care products. And she exploded, right? Exploded, right? So one, you think about your serum, and if it is like, if it's good for like straighter hair, if it's good for like more kinky hair, and think about positioning, right? Just think about positioning and make sure that you're being consistent with like the models and the imagery that you're using, right? That's going to help you because one, when people arrive, they'll say, this is for me, right? We can't be for everybody. We want to be, this is for me, right? So we want to do that. That's going to, so again, banner, being consistent with your messaging is going to help, right? Same feedback that we gave Ashley in Vintage, right? Like, what do you carry in your, we want to know in your navigation, right? Repair, nourish, enhance, right? We have a lot of different things here, but like, what are the actual products, right? If it's beard care, like there's beard oil, there's beard butter, there's beard accessories, right? There are, the pomades, right? What do you carry? So I know what lane to go down, right? Every time you click something, you're losing someone, right? You want to minimize the amount of clicks somebody has to take to get to your checkout. So if I have to come here and then click shop beard care, and then that shows me options, I just lost some folks on that first click. Then I got to click again to go which one, right? And so on and so forth. So you want to minimize that as much as possible, right? You have beard care, you have accessories, right? You want to be super clear, like on exactly what you're carrying, right? Go to one of the product pages. So I really like the lifestyle imagery that you use, right? When you compare lifestyle imagery or images with people in it compared to just something with like a white background, it normally pops out more, right? Get rid of this this pop-up out here where you have people, this person just purchased that, this person just purchased this, right? You don't want to have too many pop-ups on your page. One, that's going to slow your store down. Two, it's distracting. And with those social proof pop-ups, especially, nobody thinks those are real anymore, right? Like in 2016, people thought they were cool, right? Now nobody believes them anymore, right? Especially if I come to your store and I don't see a bunch of stars and reviews, but I keep seeing this stuff about people purchase this like every 5 seconds. It's not adding up. I don't trust you now. If I don't trust you, I'm not going to give you my money, right? So boom, you get your banner cleared up. Boom, you get your navigation cleared up. Like even now we change page, like this navigation is not doing what we need it to do right now, right? Get rid of that pop-up there. And then on your actual product pages, your sales guys, we are asking people to do way too much right now, right? One-time purchase, subscribe and save. If someone is not already doing business with you, the chances of them subscribing and saving are very, very minimal. So I would actually go to like a one-time purchase, like give them the option of getting the one thing, right? The one thing right now. As you start to get more people coming back, then maybe you can add that subscribe and save option to it. But for right now, you give them one thing to buy, right? And then we're not asking them to add to cart or buy now, and the buttons are the same, so I don't really know the difference. You want them to add to cart. You want to get as many people to the next stage of the checkout funnel as possible. The more options you give somebody, the more likely it is they take none. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 things that I'm deciding behind versus do I want it? Add it to cart. Do I want it? Like, okay, maybe I can choose the scent, quantity, add it to cart, right? For everybody watching this, if you have an add to cart button and a buy now button, get rid of your buy now button. Use add to cart. That's the next logical step. And then you can optimize your cart abandons. You can do retargeting to people that reach cart, but don't make it any further, right? If you skip your cart page altogether, you are taking a lot of marketing tools out of your gadget, of your utility belt. Right? So one call to action button color, choose a color that's going to pop out a little bit more, clean up your navigation, get rid of that pop-up and take away some options on the sales page. You'll get more people clicking the things that you want, And the more people click, the more people that'll go all the way to checkout and purchase. That's going to help your conversion rate, right? Let's go ahead and scroll down for me, please. Keep going down. Okay. Yeah, see, just too many options. There's too much stuff to click. You're making it too complicated, brother. You got to really streamline things. So something that's going to also help you boost your order value, right? Same thing we even talked about before, where you're doing bundles, right? And giving people the option. One, you can sell them a bundle, right? But you can also, on a product page, help them understand that there's more to it, right? If you just get this, hey, you might also like this, or, complete the system with these other two, right? Reference other things that they can grab. Another really, really powerful thing that we did with Evan Alexander was adding upsell funnels, one-click post-purchase upsells, right? So maybe I come in and I just buy, these three, this beard oil bundle here, right? Of these three items here, right? After I purchase, then we sell them more stuff. Right. So you've got the card is locked in. I can use a one-click upsell and we'll sell them like with Evan Alexander, we would sell them like accessories like the comb, right? Or some other skincare maintenance stuff. Like there's regrowth creams, there's moisturizing creams, there's all type of different stuff that you can also pile in. And you can use post-purchase upsells to get them to buy more, right, on the way through. And that way someone will come in and think maybe they're going to just spend 53. But after 1-2 upsells, they just walked out of there spending like 100, right? I read that you're running Facebook ads. If your ads are expensive, right? Maybe it's costing $30-$40 a purchase. If you can get people spending $100 with you, suddenly it doesn't seem as expensive, right? It's easier to get people to spend more with you than it is to get someone new to buy from you, right? So again, there's a ton of potential. Your market is fine, right? It's there. Your products can work, right? But there are some things that you really need to address and tweak right away that are going to get your conversion rate up. And then it's going to unlock a whole bunch of other stuff, right? All right, Alyssa, anything else to add, or do you want to go to the next one? Next one? Okay.
I would say lean into your colors because you do have really bold, bright colors, but you're kind of going off brand with this. And the other thing I would say about the amount of options that you give them, who's the target? Are these people who have beards already and they're looking for maintenance things? Or is this people who are new? Or are these people gifters, wives who are like, your beard looks crazy, we need to fix it. We all think it. Legit, we do. And being able to just tell us like, this is what you need is so much better than trying to give everything under the sun. Because again, you have the opportunity to expand what they get when you get them into your funnel. When you collect that email address, when you collect their phone number, you start texting them. That's when I would really hone in on, I want them to love lots of products. But right now I want them to buy one so I can get in the door.
Yep, get in the door. I didn't know I needed a beard comb. I didn't know I needed to moisturize my beard. I didn't know that I needed to put pomade onto. I didn't know so much stuff, man. So there's a huge opportunity. Kick us a message, man. There's a huge opportunity for you, right? Let's go to the next one. Honest
Dominique
pleasure.
from Honest Pleasure.
Man, okay. This is an interesting one. I mean, this is one of those things where like you're solving problems, right? I talk about selling pills and selling candy, right? Pills are things that you need. Candy's things that you want, right? And feminine care is stuff that you need, right? Especially if you have problems and I guess pH imbalances and stuff like that. And it's like messing with your confidence. And there's a lot of psychological stuff that goes with these kind of products, right? And, listen, you definitely, speak to a lot of that stuff too, right? Like addressing those is really going to help you. So we want to make sure that you're positioning your products across from the problem that they solve, right? And leaning in on that. So one, what do you sell, right? We're seeing our navigation. What are we selling here? I see products, right? I don't have, again, navigation, folks, everybody watching, like your navigation is so important. Like most people are not going to scroll down your page. They're not. Like you have got to get them to click something without scrolling. Without scrolling, what are they going to click? So if I click products, you just lost a bunch of people if they have to click products just to find out what is actually being sold, right? So the first thing we want to do is make sure that your product line is in your navigation so someone can say, okay, boom, boom, right? I can go right where I need to go. And you could do either by product or you could do by problem, right? Like, I mean, you know, there's a lot of feminine things that you guys can run into. So either A, identify the products, kind of like how someone might in like a Walgreens or CVS or where you guys go to get this sort of thing, right? Or maybe, you know, address the problem so that way if they have a problem, then they can go there and find an assortment of products to handle that problem, right? So definitely clearing navigation up. That's going to get more people clicking right away, right? This banner, right? For the love of hair care products. Alyssa, can you click on that banner for me? Is it doing anything? Okay. So that is also an opportunity right there, right? If you think 80% of people aren't going to scroll past, like, and on a normal screen, they're not even going to see all this stuff down here. They're going to see like your banner and probably like your balance, your health, balance, and care is what they're going to see and make a decision based off that. And I can't even see, like my eyes can't perceive what I'm supposed to click. Just adding like a call to action button to your banner is going to help people click it. Something that pops out, definitely not pink, because pink is like your color. You need a contrast in color so that people know what to click, right? And it's consistent, right? So probably like a green would go good, right? Green is in go, and it's on the opposite end of the color wheel, right? And that's going to create a nice contrast. So then when I come to your store and my eye is like, oh, what do I need to do right now? If you have like, just imagine just a big green button right there on that banner. And I'll get into it. See, scrubs, washes, like this type of stuff that you want to have in your navigation, because most people aren't going to scroll down, right? Yeah, look, a lot of people you're going to lose a bunch of folks just on that homepage, right? You want to clean up your nav, add a button to that banner. And then here, unscented yoni oil, foaming sugar scrub. So with your washes and oils and sugar scrubs, right? There's a lot of like skincare brands, right, that have vitamin C serum and all these other different oils, right? Or a sugar scrub, right? They have that, right? So they have that. What is it about your oil, your sugar scrub, or your soap that you can attach to like a woman, right? Like, what is it about those that sets you apart? Like, why is your oil different than an oil that is not for female care? Like, couldn't I use a sugar scrub? Right? Why is this for a woman?
I would say too, I'm interested. I know we've been live for 2 weeks here, Dominique, but I'm interested to know who you do start getting to the site. Are you getting people who are looking to take back their health and to, go more organic and to do better in their own self-care? That's a huge market right now. Or are you getting people who are just super well-versed? They know what all of these things mean, because you might need to tie these a little bit to a problem or to an end result of what is this going to do overall for my health? And I think you're in this great prime time because this is kind of this big enlightenment thing happening with women and what we have in our products. And I think one thing that stands out with the site and even how you have these displayed, this is very pretty packaging, but it doesn't necessarily look like it's from me or designed by me as a woman. And that's a big thing I think women are starting to pick up on. I'm sick of men selling me products that they know nothing about. I'm sick of them telling us what we have to have and, kind of putting that spin on it. And some of this like imagery where it looks a little more stock, sometimes you can get that mentality too. So I would really lean in as you continue to test and move this out to, get real people, get real images. I know there's like a sensitive piece of it, but you just need someone actually holding it, using it. Like this is what I'm going to do. This is me as a real woman interacting with it versus these kind of stock images. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Like this stuff isn't for me, right? And I should come and be repelled because I know I don't have this. And, a woman should come and be like, yes, this is for us, by us, right? Because I can look and be like, I could use this oil, right? Or I could use this whatever, and maybe it's not for me. Like Alyssa said, what problem are we solving here? Go to one of their product pages. Great for exfoliating intimate parts. Well, yeah, okay. Maybe we put some of that in our products so it stands out more, or our product names so it stands out more, right? One other thing that's really going to help you with the conversion rate, like right now, your shipping. How does your shipping work? Are we surprising people at the checkout with our shipping? Like, do we have a shipping threshold? Don't ever surprise somebody with a number at the register. All right, the purchase. So yeah, how much does shipping cost? Right? If I don't know, I don't want to be surprised at the last second. So definitely, like in your header, you want to let people know how your shipping works, and if there's a free shipping threshold, ding, ding, ding. Right? What does that number need to be at? Right? That's going to really help.
Great for that. Amazon and putting the threshold so that you add to cart, but you keep going. And I know you have this, Dominique. So I think this is a really good one too.
Yep. So yeah, no, that's solid. And then again, same feedback as what we got before. You don't want someone to buy it right now. See the frequently bought together. So someone's paying attention, right? But you don't want necessarily someone to buy it now. You want someone to add it to cart. Like you give them one thing to do right now. You got one thing to do right now. You don't want them to share on social media because maybe they forget their password and they're goodbye, right? You don't want them to buy it now and go right to the checkout because now you miss all your opportunities to optimize the cart and retarget them when they go to the cart. You just miss a bunch of stuff. You want them to add it to cart. So that is the button that you make pop out. And again, imagine you look and it kind of blends in. It's all pink, or can't even see the add to cart button because it's white. What if it was green? Would that jump out to your lizard brain right now? Right? So boom, that'll help. Scroll down. So she does have the frequently bought together. That's great, right? Again, you can customize the names of these frequently bought together bundles. So if you think about like how you're grouping your stuff, and maybe if it's multiple products that can help with a problem, right, Alyssa? Like, these are a couple things that help with this issue. So then maybe you hey, like boom, something restoration system, and you call it that, add, and then you add them all to your cart, right? So if it's like odor type stuff, right, then maybe it's like the scrub and like a special soap, and then like something I guess you rub down there after the fact, and then boom, that's going to help you, right? Like, again, this is you guys' world. You don't need a man telling you that, but this is how you actually strategize and use people's psychology and consumer psychology in general, and then you put your feminine spin on it, right?
This is my favorite one yet. I love watching you critique this. This is awesome.
This is so awkward.
It's all the good things for sure. Dominique, I think you have a really good piece here. And with the social stuff, I would say too, I don't know that you're going to get regular people posting that because it's still something we don't talk about enough. So I would really lean into your influencers who are more open and vulnerable and things like that versus trying to get everybody to do it. So I'm going to push us along to
go ahead.
Here we go. All right. Put it in the incognito, see what it looks like fresh.
Beauty Ulimi. In whose store is this? Is this whose is this, Alyssa? See, I like doing this when it's the first time I get to see it, because then you get like my real raw reaction when I see stuff. Is this electronics? Do we know whose store this is?
I don't remember off the top of my head now. If you're on, type to us in the comments. I got the comments up here too.
Right? Yeah, maybe it'll come to us. Okay. So one, I like the banner, right? I like that we're using our banner to highlight a specific offer. Click. Okay, so it's clickable. Okay, good. All right, go back. Go back to the homepage.
Oh, Jamie. Looks like
I thought Jamie was beard.
we just did Jamie's, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe we'll figure it out. All right. So we like this. I'll just say, make sure your call to action button color always stands out. So we want to be consistent with our call to action button color. It's not our main brand color. It's something that contrasts that. So my lizard brain can look and see, bang, like case in point, look at this messenger in the bottom right. Does that blue button pop out compared to everything else on the screen? Like your brain wants to click that. That's why we use call to action button colors that contrast, right? So boom, we like that. I like that you have, like, at least in your navigation, I can see. So if I'm like, oh, well, I'm into gadgets, right? Click gadgets, right? I'm thinking this is a drop shipping store. Hopefully you are getting your products from a US based vendor, because if you're not, that's costing you money, right? Make sure that your vendors are US based and you're using US based suppliers if you are drop shipping, right? And in that way, you can basically plan to, once you get some real buying data behind something, you can start buying it in-house, and you can buy and hold, or have it go to like a US-based holding location, right, for fulfillment. And then that's going to cut your shipping time down. The issue with anytime you're shipping from anywhere that's not US-based is your customers are not going to want to sit around for like 3 weeks to wait for something, even if you're using ePacket, right? So let's just make sure that we don't have that going on. Again, I'm assuming, but always use US-based suppliers if you're drop shipping, and always plan to move it domestic as soon as you can. All right, so we got our gadgets, right? So far, so good. Fishing rewinder. What would I grab on here? Wait, what is a GoGo? Emergency car portable urinals. Click on that, actually. This is like, that's a problem solve, right? That's an actual thing. That's an actual thing, right? So when you have products that solve problems, those are normally good to use to advertise and get eyeballs with, right? So that's good, right? So as far as things that are going to help you boost your conversion, one, again, we keep going back to it. If you have these two buttons and you have an add to cart and a buy it now, you need one thing for them to do. One, right? Add to cart, and make sure that button stands out against the background. Two, how does your shipping work? How long is it going to take me? What do I have to spend to get free shipping? Like, what is your shipping rate going to cost me? If you don't answer those questions before I get to checkout, then you're going to surprise me at checkout. And if you surprise me at checkout, I'm going to abandon checkout. I'm going to, well, that's more than I thought. I got to think about it now. Right? Now I got to think about it. You don't want to give people things to think about, right? Scroll down. So your product pages are a huge opportunity, right? And maybe this is just one. We can click on another after this. Click on another one. Just make sure that this is something consistent here. So at least this one has a little bit more. Yeah, so this is just like very, very standard drop shipping. Okay. So One, we want to make sure that our descriptions are consistent, right? Don't use the thing that the vendor's giving you, right? Where you're telling them like materials and dimensions. Buyers, that's not why a buyer is going to buy something, right? You need to speak to problem and solution, benefit, right? Desired outcome. You have to help people really imagine what ownership is like, right? They care a lot less about, what it's made of versus how it's going to help them and what it's going to allow them to do. And also just make sure when you're doing your descriptions, it's spaced out and scannable, right? It's just your product pages are your virtual salespeople. And there's a lot of opportunity on these product pages, a lot, right? You want to sell the dream. You want to overcome objections preemptively, right? And you want to really make it clear what someone's going to get when they get out of it. So again, right, we need to address our shipping. We need to adjust our call to action button colors so they pop out instead of blend in. We need to adjust our product pages and descriptions so that we're actually selling the dream and selling the outcome that people really want, right? That's going to boost your conversion rate. And then if you can, see if you can pull like those images that are scrolling down below the description, see if you can get those like to the left so they're under the actual image and not down here where people aren't going to look at it. Or maybe sprinkle these throughout your product description to help break up some of that text. So like I can see a couple blurbs, image, see a couple blurbs, image, see a couple blurbs, image, because people aren't going to come all the way down here. And if I'm down here, I'm not buying. Where are the buttons? Like, if you did heat mapping on a page like this, I guarantee like you're losing people down there.
I don't know how much mobile traffic you're sending, but I can't actually buy anything on mobile.
Oh, yeah, I gotta get that down.
You got a lot of imagery on the page too. So just remember, maybe we can reduce and always, like if you feel that they absolutely need it, I don't think they do, but you could always maybe push them down on the page and just, click for more, whatever. But I make sure that they can buy right away, especially because some of these I think are a little bit impulse buys, right? Like, oh, that's neat. I want that for sure.
Yeah. Drop shipping, like anytime when you have drop shipping like this, right? It's all impulse. Like you got to get them to buy, right? You got to show them the buzzy stuff, right? And you got to get them, to take action. You have got to overcome objections. You have got to really sell the dream so that impulse rides all the way through to the finish line. Anytime I have to stop or can't find something or think about something or anything like that, I lose that impulse energy and I start thinking. If I lose the impulse energy and I start thinking, you're probably going to lose the sale, right? So you've got some cool products on here, but your conversion rate probably isn't as high as you'd like because you have a bunch of breakdowns here, right? But luckily they can be addressed. So again, there's more holes to plug here, but at least it's workable, right? As far as just things that are going to help you boost your customer value, like put your stuff together. Like you have a bunch of different products. Again, you can use frequently bought together. You can use, post-purchase upsells to get people to buy more, right? Drop shipping, your margins are already thin, right? So you need to do everything that you can to increase your customer value. So that way, when you're buying ads, you can actually make enough money, right? To have something in between, right? And that's going to fund your growth. If you're just operating on super thin margins, selling one thing at a time, drop shipping, it's going to be hard for you to scale, right? So definitely increase that. And I mean, you can throw half of especially now, you could throw half of these things on like TikTok. TikTok and influencers will help you. Facebook is more expensive than it used to be. It's harder on drop shippers. Facebook doesn't like drop shippers as much as it used to. But like TikTok, you can do. Influencers, you can totally do as well, as long as you have something that buzzes. But you got to get your conversion rate up. Otherwise, influencers and affiliates aren't going to like you very much. All right, let's go to the next one.
Awesome. Carolyn, I'll send you a link to our latest TikTok ads conversation. I think you'll like that one too. Here we go.
Was that who that was? That was Carolyn?
Sherilyn.
Sherilyn. Okay. Got it. Okay. Definitely some potential there, man. You just want to, play the game smart. You'll be all right. Okay. Boom. And this is for creations here. Okay. We've seen them in there. Don't know their real name. I think they're actually like, they're in the group as For Creations, right? Okay. Subscribe to get a reward now. Okay. We like engaging pop-up offers because they look different than other stuff, right? But like the way this is displaying isn't very solid here, right? It's blocked off. It already, like, you'll have people leave immediately if they see something like that, because if they can't take you seriously and it's like a first-time visitor, like, they're gone. You won't see them again, right? So just always double check and make sure stuff like displays correctly when you're doing these things. Also, when you're thinking about like offers and incentives, like, subscribe to get a reward now. Where you're asking to reveal the reward, right? And subscribe. People don't like subscribing to anything because subscribing is like submitting, right? But they will join, or they will claim this offer, or they will get this discount, right? They'll do that sort of thing because that doesn't sound like them losing power. It sounds like them gaining something, right? So always think about how your folks can gain and phrase the actions that you want them to take from that perspective. Here's what you're going to get, right? So join our list, right? And get a free gift valued, $25, $50, right? Give them, like, I don't know that I would do this because what reward would it be? Subscribe to get a reward. More like, hey man, get a reward of up to whatever, right? Drop your name and scratch off, right? And then instead of subscribe, see what you won, right? Claim your reward. I want to claim my reward. I don't want to subscribe, right? And then, and don't ask for so many things at one time in a pop-up either, right? Get one thing. Right? Get one thing. You don't need someone's phone number right now, or excuse me, you don't need someone's first name right now. You can take an email. You can get their first name when they buy, right? Just an email, the lightest thing that you can ask for. Here's a great bribe. All I want is your email that's easy to say yes to, right? You want my name, my email, and my phone number, and I don't know what I'm going to get. I'm not going to do that. But this is I'm glad that this is here because hopefully this is kind of valuable for you guys to know how to use like your lead gen offers and position stuff. You got to make it sexy. Like, and anything that is not sexy or requires a lot of thought, you don't want to do. So let's go ahead and X that. I'm glad this was there though, right? Because this is a good opportunity to go, right? Tumblr leakage inspection. Go to discounted Tumblr. Where you'll never know how creative you truly are until you try to create your own custom template, your own custom Tumblr. So for creations, tap. We need to be more clear what we offer, right? Is this like you're selling custom Tumblrs here? You'll never know until you try to create. So let's be more clear, right? Our logo doesn't need to be that big, right? Let's definitely shrink that down and maybe even move it off to the left so it's not like the big focal point. Like, people don't care about your logo. You care about your logo, right? You also don't need a home button if clicking on your logo takes you back to home, so that can help you free up some space. And just in our navigation, like, maybe let's be a little bit more clear, right? So maybe one tab is create your own Tumblr. Oh, right? DIY Tumblrs or whatever, right? And then you have leakage inspection, maybe Tumblr leak plugs, right? Like, what is it actually down that store aisle, right? What's down that store aisle? And then the other one, we're ready to go discount Tumblrs. Why would it be discounted? Is it discounted because it's like refurbished and renewed? Is it discounted because it's on sale, right? Let's be clear on what we offer and why people would want to take it. Go ahead and click on one of those. Oh, and then please, like, we let's be more clear with like our normal main banner with a clear call to action, right? So now we're Are these clickable? Yeah. So like your stuff could be cool, right? We just got to position it better.
These are so visual too. I would definitely put some of these in the banner.
Yeah, like someone's not going to make it this deep, like especially you guys are family owned. Like, this could be the type of thing that create like generational wealth, right? Isn't that what we want? We gotta position it better. We need to be more clear. We need to show off our imagery, right? We have all this stuff kind of like buried and hidden. Someone can't really tell what this is. Okay, they're tumblers. They're tumbler lids. Some are ready to go. Some are customized. Some are stylized. Like, tell people, like tie-dyed hoodies. Like, if that's not, how do I know that you have that? And the stuff looks kind of cool, right? So there's definitely like some good takeaways here, right? But we got to get people to convert. Because if they don't convert, they're not going to buy. And if they're not going to buy, why are we doing this? Right? Click on one of those product pages. Okay, so that took me to a collection. Reusable cold cuts in color. Hey. I mean, these are cool. Like, I would get a little custom tumbler. I know Alyssa would. Alyssa loves this little stuff, man. Is you right? I know my wife would probably get some of this. Like, you just got to get this in front of the right people and make sure they know what it actually is. And people buy tumblers, man. People buy expensive, overpriced tumblers. Like, they do. Okay, so yeah, clarity in your navigation is going to help because we got to get people shopping. We got to get more people shopping, taking our images and moving them from our product pages like further towards the front, right? So people can really see more of what we have is going to help. Obviously, like you have like a V-Day thing going, but instead of having V-Day in like hearts, right? How about we have like a V-Day with maybe hearts and then what you actually carry, right? So people can, again, get a reminder, use your banners to sell the dream. 80% of people are making a decision without doing anything from there, right?
Upsells are going to be awesome for this too. I'm going to get one for my mama. Like, easy peasy. Upsell them on a couple matching ones too.
Yeah. Like get a set, complete the set. You have things outside of just tumblers. So those could work well as like post-purchase upsells, because anything that happens post-purchase, they're not putting their card in information. And again, like they buy something and then it's like, hey, you want to add this to your order? You can get it right now for 30% off. Do you want to do it? Yes or no? Click, done. It swipes their card again automatically. The post-purchase upsells are amazing, right? Mm-hmm. So let's, again, same call to action button color. Like, again, the thing that you really want blends in, and then using a black call to action button. I would not recommend using black call to action button colors, right? Because they don't create energy. They're not exciting. Like just because Shopify and some stores use them as a default, that's not necessarily the way to go because it doesn't create energy and excitement. We also I like the red, but you need to use the red sparingly, right? Too much red creates like a very like a salesy high impact vibe. It's just like a lot to look at, right? Versus when you use it in bits and pieces, then it makes it pop more, right? But like a red and a pink next to each other diminishes the quality of your brand. Like your stuff is good and your stuff, clearly it's your home business, like you're making it. It's not like you're, pulling it in from like China or Sri Lanka or something like that. This is your stuff, right? So let's make sure that we're positioning it in like a premium way. So that way we can charge even more for it. Yeah, I see you keep clicking down that. You might even have too many like options in there, right? That's a pretty big drop down there.
It's hard to read with the color too. So just be careful of that. So I'm wondering, how do I customize the design? Because I see like this one here. I don't know how to order like that. Or are we selling the base tumblers and you expect people to go in with their Cricuts and go like crazy with it? I'd be interested to see that too, because I would imagine if it's like you can do custom or you can do, buy a couple in bulk, get ready for the end of the school year and thank you gifts for teachers, things like that. And if you are kind of looking for those people where some of these are like, you can do the lids yourself and things like that. I would maybe start to look at the way Etsy presents itself. I would probably start to look at Cricut and see, these are kind of the same audience, I would imagine. And maybe you can tag a little bit of stuff. Because remember, think of these big companies as your steal it to win it, right? Like, I want to know because they're spending tons of money testing this. I want to know because they have been honing in. They have entire teams dedicated to avatars, who the customer is. Steal what they're learning and apply it to you, because I'm telling you, most people are going to want to buy from you, not from them, right?
Yeah. And right now as its position, it's kind of a tough sell, because we have they're made to order, start as soon as they are purchased, therefore no cancelizations or refunds allowed, right? So we have a lot going on, right? And it can kind of, people are going to look at it a little differently. We don't really know how the shipping is. Like, I can pick it up, but if I don't pick it up, how is shipping? Like, where maybe I can customize this. We have a lot of options. It's just very busy. It's a lot going on. And then when you sprinkle in the fact that I can't cancel or get a refund, then I have taken on a lot of risk as a consumer, and I don't have a lot of clarity. I don't have a lot of clarity on what I'm looking at, how it's supposed to work, I have a lot of questions. And with that many questions and things going on, it's hard to get somebody over the finish line when you got that, right? We got to streamline, maybe move some stuff around, right? To be more clear, more organized, right? Adjust our color scheme so that we can feel luxurious, feel quality, feel like, a big brand that these folks shop with already, right? And you guys are local, so I know that you have customer testimonials and people that have bought your stuff before. We need to get some social proof on your store, right? So people understand that, your actual brand, you do business, you're real, right? People have bought from you before, and that's going to help with your conversion rate a lot. But we gotta streamline things quite a bit. But you could definitely move a bunch of these once you get things cleaned up. You can move these. The people that are buying this, again, you can find some folks buying this on Facebook, TikTok. Again, TikTok. I talk about TikTok a lot, right? It's one of the hottest things you can do right now. Probably like the hottest traffic channel right now, right? And people not even TikTok make me buy it. This thing is so cute. Like, oh my God, I just love how that has this this Squid Game thing is there, right? It's so cute, and oh my gosh, blah, 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 blah. Click, come to a product page, right? You could do that now, but if they come to this product page, then that person that comes up here is going to be like, oh, whoa, stop, right? We don't want to do that. So definitely good products, right? Good opportunity. You need a strategy to really take this to the next level and do some growth stuff. But again, at least you have a good base, which is definitely encouraging. There's a lot that you can do with this. All right, Lisa, I think we have time for one or two more. We're already at kind of an hour in.
All right, let's grab one. Who we got here? Got a boutique. Okay. This is Brianne? Renee?
Okay. Yeah, and then do we have, I think there was an apparel one, the one with the curse word I think we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do those last two. Yeah, shit happens. Yeah, so these will be the last two that we'll do. Right. Okay. So we'll go to this one. We'll do that one last. Right. We'll do that one last. Let's go to the shit happens first. Okay. So boom. All right. And I think this Candy store, right? Candy, yeah. we want to help you, man. I know that you've been working at this, I know that you really want to make this work, and that you're putting in the effort to get it where it needs to go. So just the name of your brand is going to make it harder for you to advertise through traditional channels, right? Now, when you're sending emails and texts and stuff like that, you can curse in there. So you can still kind of build your platform. You can still build your operation. Obviously, when you're doing blogs and stuff like that, you can use language, but you're not going to be able to advertise something that has the word shit in it, right? that's going to make advertising more difficult. So in that case, you're going to want to use like influencers can work for you, affiliates can work for you, right? Making sure that they have like a affiliate link so they can get paid when they refer people to your stuff, right? Or if you like to lean into content and stuff like that, then your influencers and affiliates can plug your content, right? And then your content can lead people to your products. Like maybe they're reading about, how to cope with, something negative that's happening in their life. And like, there's actually some inspirational stuff in there. Like you insert your products and your content like into that, right? So that way someone goes to consume the content and then there's relevant products waiting for them that they can maybe click over to the product page, right? I don't necessarily know why we have a pop-up coming to the page that isn't asking me for anything or trying to get me to do anything. This pop-up probably isn't necessary here because it's probably taking away and you're not getting anything out of it. It's literally just like a dead space pop-up. So let's go and X that. All right. Okay. With our homepage banner, right, there's a couple things here, right? One, same feedback we're really getting everybody. Like if you're watching this video and you have it, your navigation right now probably needs to be cleaned up. This is something we're seeing pretty consistently. Most of you guys, that's easy layup right there. I just made you some money, right? Let people know what you carry, right? Hoodies, t-shirts, face masks, mugs, blankets, right? Let's be clear. And then with our banner, right? Let's be more clear about what shit happens means, right? And how your merchandise connects to that, right? Just saying shit happens since 2021 is not moving anyone, right? It's like, oh, okay, well, that sucks. Now I'm in a negative mindset. What? People don't buy in a negative mindset. When people are in a negative mindset, they're only buying pills to get them out of that negative mindset. I hurt every day. I need a pain relief pill. My life sucks. Maybe if I take this happy pill, it'll be better, right? But you don't sell pills. You sell candy. You sell things that are impulsive and designed to get people to feel something, right? You don't want them to feel that shit happens and it just sucks. You want them to feel that they can do something about it. You want them to feel that just because shit happens doesn't mean that like their life can't go on and get better.
I think this is important because when I look at it, I think it's very tongue in cheek. And the fact that we both looked at it and we have two opposite ends of the spectrum is probably something you can work on. I know we've talked, I think you talked to both of us, but I know that you're fun and you're lively and stuff. And this is kind of your tribe, right? Like this is a very specific market for you. I think you could really lean into that. I think you could really show your personality here because you have a big personality. Like it needs to come through on here.
Yeah, like we just your banner alone, like you have to provide something to like just funnel people where they need to go, like, and to think about things how you need them to think so they can actually buy something from you. So one, in our navigation, lets people know what we're selling, right? So we can get people at least in shopping mode. If we're going to have something, I wouldn't have like the big thing be shit happens, but like, boom, we can do something or a different type of like a message there to help create some clarity. And then like a big call to action button on a page like this. That way you can get them shopping. Like you got to get more people past this screen right here, right? This might not even be a Shopify store. Scroll down. Okay. Okay. So we want to. You need a new theme, Candy. Right, we need a new theme, something that is, and again, like as Alyssa mentioned, like I know you have like, you have your tribe and you have your character, and that's fine, right? And lean into that, right? But you want to kind of also help people feel like this is a store that they can shop on, right? People that maybe aren't already part of your tribe and reading your blog and consuming that stuff, right? We want to have people feel comfortable being a consumer, right? So we need to have them feel like they're in a legitimate store and not just on like a content-based blog, right? So that's where you want to have, adjusting our color scheme. Let's clean our theme up so it looks more like a standard store. Like you can use your colors, but save like some of the colors and the vibrant stuff. Use that for like images and banners that can break up like the white. If you have a white background, then you can do some of this stuff in like a banner you can make on Canva, and then they can break it up as you're scrolling up and down, right? And it'll actually make your stuff pop out more while still looking clean, right? Here, go to one of the product pages.
I would say don't neglect buttons. I know that here I'm on desktop, you can see kind of my cursor change to know what is actually clickable, but on mobile, you're not going to have that. And people still use buttons. You see everybody using buttons because it still works. It's the best way to kind of give them that idea. Unless something is blue and hyperlinked, we just aren't trained to think that that is clickable.
Yeah. You like, again, people are like, you have to speak to people's lizard brains online. Right? Like in person, I'm sure if you were at like a pop-up shop, you can, finagle and explain it to someone in a way. They're like, oh, actually, that's kind of dope. I get it. Right. But here, like, you got to make them feel comfortable that you're a legitimate brand that they can spend money with. Right. And then we got to really talk to them about like what's behind the brand so we can create an emotion that can lead to an impulse buy. Right. We gotta create the emotions that's going to lead to impulse buys, right? So let's scroll down here. Like we gotta, definitely not the black background, right? So we got that, and then we need to make sure like our call to action buttons are popping out as Alyssa mentioned, right? That's definitely blending in, and again with a black background, it's really, you're going to have a hard time getting people over the finish line. Like I can definitely see like how there's potential here, but I can also see how you're having a hard time getting people across the finish line and why they're not buying. But that's good. That's good because when you can see the reason people aren't doing things, then you can do something about it, right? These are opportunities. So definitely just, again, cleaning up our scheme, going to like a cleaner scheme and then using banners and whatnot to use your character and make stuff pop out more. That's going to help, right? With our product descriptions, again, that is an opportunity to describe like what the message is and sell the dream behind it. Like for how you position your brand, what does the statement "shit happens" mean? What is it supposed to inspire in someone? How are they supposed to react to that? Are they supposed to feel like, oh, woe is me? Like, or are they supposed to be like, I can do something about it? Shit happens, right? So product pages, descriptions, color scheme, clear call to action. Again, when it comes to apparel, like, Katie, listen, right? Like, look at this, right? This shirt right here. This Do It for the Lord shirt. You understand, like, you can build a 6-figure apparel brand, especially like a print on demand or like a sublinated where you're making it. All it takes is one design. Let me grab the screen real quick. Right. Boom. Oh, look, we made some money while we're on the call. Right. This brand here, right? Chosen Vessels Apparel. One, does this shirt look familiar? This one right here. Right? This is a shirt that took her to 6 figures. This shirt right here, the one that I'm wearing right now, that's where she sent it to me, right? Because it spoke to someone and it made them feel a certain type of a way, right? It made them an inspired energy that led to action, right? A shirt like this isn't for everyone, right? But one, it's stylish because I can match with Miami colors. I'm a huge Miami, I'm Miami everything, right? I'm from South Florida. But you think about the meaning behind it. Do it for the likes? No. Followers? No. Fame? No. Validation? No. Lord? Yes. So her brand is all about showcase your faith, right? Her brand is called Chosen Vessels Apparel, right? But she's using her banner to really describe how her stuff is supposed to make you feel. What does her stuff let you do? It does not just say chosen vessels. You know, it says showcase your faith. That's what this stuff lets you do. That is her unique selling proposition, right? One, that we put this thing on Facebook, right? And she was able to start getting buyers for like $6 or $7, right? Average order value was, after we set up some upsells and some things like that on there, order value was 55. So when she started getting purchases on Facebook for $7, how do you think that worked out, right? You can do that when you create energy that allows you to get cheap conversions. When you get cheap conversions, you can scale. You get all these people on your email list. You come in and grab this, right? And then I can send you that likes this design, right? I can show you something like that. You'll probably like that, right? I can show you something like, clearly you'll get a variation of it, but I can like talk to you about different things because I know what you're interested in, right? But you have to, with apparel, right? And you can see this thing did well. Look how many variations she has with this shirt. You can tell it only takes one thing, one, right? But you need your stuff to make someone feel some type of way, right? That is the key to print on demand. That is the key to design-based apparel, is the feelings that you create, right? So definitely, I know that you were trying to kind of, schedule like a strategy session or something like that. So, shoot us a message. We'll follow up and we'll see what we can do to kind of help you get things turned around. All right, we got time for one more super rapid fire. Obviously went over, but I hope you guys are taking a lot of value from this, right? We're here to help. Okay, Renee's Boutique. Okay, boom. Like that you're getting gathering leads, right? Don't just send clicks to your store and let them go, right? We need to be able to follow up, so we're not betting it all on the first date, right? But why would I subscribe? Number one, I don't really want to subscribe, right? Subscribing is me giving power away. If you're gonna ask me to subscribe, what do I get? I'm not getting anything to do something that I already don't want to do. So just by reframing how we're asking for something, it can be sexier, right? Maybe instead of subscribe, maybe I'll join your, Brianna's Bay's community, right? Or Brené's Bay's community, and get X% off my first order. Okay. All you need is my email to do that. You don't need my email, first name, last name, and birthday. There's I can't imagine a whole bunch of people are using the form, right? But if you give them a good enough incentive and maybe only ask for one thing, then yeah, suddenly you'll see more and more people are using it. And that's going to help you grow your following and get your awesome products in front of more people, right? So just this form alone, what are you asking for? What are you offering, right? Let's make our exchange, let's offer them something of value in exchange for other contact, right? Boom. Let's head on over. Okay. So with a banner, I'm already on your site. So you don't have to, this is more like a flyer that you might give someone, right? But instead, right, maybe we talk about what our boutique stands for, right? So people that are new to the store can actually get an idea of what we offer here, and who it's for, what it's good for, right? So let's use our banner to not be like a flyer, and more like a, hey, you know what, you're in the right place. This is what we're all about. Or hey, you're in the right place. This is a sale that we're running right now. Start shopping. Shop now, right? We already left. I saw you messaged about your pricing. We already I already gave you a little bit of feedback on how to price your stuff so you can get a little bit higher. Let's move our navigation. I like that you have navigation here. So boom, let's see. So for all of you watching, right, we can see what she sells. So if maybe I want home decor, you click home decor, and now I'm shopping, right? One click and I'm shopping. That's what you want to do for people, right? Use your banner, get them shopping. Use your navigation, get them shopping, right? So let's move that higher up. So instead of home, about, sales, and discounts, don't lead with sales and discounts. Lead with how your stuff is supposed to make people feel. So we pull our navigation up, clean our banner up so our banner is more clear about who we are, what we offer, why it's good. Is that banner clickable? Right. Folks, always make your banner clickable or have some sort of a call to action on it. So that way you can get people into like a bestsellers collection, a main collection, right? Just drive people forward. So that way you can get them doing what? Shopping, right? That's what we want them to do. I mean, your stuff is cool, man. I was looking at like the faith bracelet. I was like, my wife would probably like something like that, man. Let's click on that product page. For my Matt Silverstone faith. I want to see that one. Yeah, let me see that. So call to action button color, right? Laser brain, white, clean, nice, right? But what am I supposed to do first? What do you want me to do now? I can't even see that. Just by making that say orange. When you just imagine, for everyone watching, imagine if that button was orange, how wouldn't you be drawn to it? Right? Think about the way like the social media buttons stand out compared to what you really want them to do. You don't really want them to click on social media at all. So I would remove all of those, right? They're on your product page. They're not here to go on a social media platform. They're here to buy something, right? So let's get them buying something. You don't have to show them product code. Let's,
I don't know what the tax piece means.
Yeah.
Included tax. I'm trying to understand, like, am I paying $14.49 or am I paying $7.49? That might be a place of confusion.
Yeah. Anytime you leave somebody with questions, they have a hard time buying. Like, how are you going to buy something when you're confused? Right. So let's definitely let's be more clear there. Right. Okay, so we got that. And then with our description, right, you don't want to sell things just based on price. So maybe talk about what the bracelet means, right? And the reasoning behind it, the reasoning behind the messaging. Let's do some of that, right? If you can even show it on someone's arm so they can see, like just showing it on someone's arm so they can see how it looks with like skin tone, see how it might fit. That'd be cool for everybody watching this. Like if you just do like videos of your stuff, especially if you have it on hand, like you actually have product, take your phone. Okay, take your phone and shoot like a quick video with it, of it just on your body, of it in use, because people online can't touch, see, feel, right? They can't. So the closer you can bring them to that experience, the more likely you'll be able to get them to buy. I can look at this and not have enough spatial awareness. I can't see the depth. I can't see what that is, right? So I'm just going to kind of maybe buy it, right? And then it's just a question of how much risk am I taking on to take a chance on that. But if I can at least see it on video and I see, oh, like it's actually kind of big. Oh, it's actually kind of small. I see it's like tight. It's not moving on their arm, right? Or it's like kind of loose. It's flowing, right? So we want to be clear there, right? Yeah. Bundles.
I was going to say, if you don't have customer reviews, I would see if you can toggle that off too, because you don't want to raise any red flags with that.
Yeah, you can totally get a lot of reviews really fast, right? Shoot us a message. We'll tell you about one of our strategies to really kind of help you blow up your social proof really quick, right? And not by using fake reviews, by the way, right? Yeah. But there's ways to do that, because social proof is like, you could have a page just like this, and if it was like 1,000 reviews, people will give you a chance, right? But that's going to help just using our product descriptions to sell the dream a little bit more, like maybe the reasoning behind like why you and your sister have positioned your stuff. Don't position yourself to be like affordable, right? Position your stuff to like make people feel a certain type of way. Like your boutique exists not to give people the lowest prices on stuff and to be another Walmart. Your boutique exists to make your avatar, your customer feel a certain type of way. And if you can do that, then now you're going to be able to build like a base of people and that are going to keep coming and buying every time you release something new. And that's going to give you a nice consistent revenue, right? Where it actually turns into something. And now you and your sister have a real operation making you real money every single month, multiple six-figure operation. You're selling faith armbands from the Caribbean, right? You guys are flying around jet setting. right? But to build up your operation, it's going to take some work, but your products can definitely sell, right? You just got to clean up your product pages, clean up your positioning, sell the dream a little bit more, and that's going to let you raise your prices. And as you start to raise your prices, again, create different bundles, create different accessory packages, accessory sets. You can sell monthly accessory kits where you send them something new every month and it auto ships to them, right? Little monthly swag boxes, for Brianna's bays, right? And you'll just kind of keep that consistent revenue going in. And with stuff like this, again, Instagram is a pretty visual platform. Again, TikTok is one of the hottest things, just period. You can almost always go on a TikTok and just kind of show your stuff off, and just really make sure that you're using your email list to get people to come back and buy more. Like, you got to get more people on your email list to make them a better offer in exchange, and then use those emails to get them to come back and keep buying your stuff. And that's going to start to lift your floor, so that when we run paid ads, you can blow your stuff up, right? Okay, so again, this went long, but I think that for those of you that watched, and obviously we're going to drop some timestamps, right? So that way when we covered your brands, right? If you implement even some of these things that we've talked about, right, it's definitely going to help. Just about every store that we've covered, there's a lot more opportunity to level up your brand, right? But we gave you a couple starter pointers, right? If you want more, you want to get a little bit more information on how that works, right? Again, shoot either myself or Alyssa a direct message, or you can just leave in the comments but some like strategy, right? So we can kind of help give you a little bit of clarity. We can reach out to you and maybe give you some more insight to help you get going, right? But yeah, look, every brand that we viewed has potential. There's definitely potential for everybody here, right? So hopefully, if you've taken a lot away from these audits, opportunities to boost your conversion, opportunity to boost your sales, opportunity to boost your traffic, it's all there for you. We are here to help, right? If we didn't get a chance to cover you this time, right? Hang around. We'll be doing more of these in the future. We are here to help you. And thanks for watching, man. Listen, you got anything else you want to add? All right. We will catch you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.